What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brendan. I'm BMax45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have some more hobby news for Star Wars Legion. We covered the hobby showcase on the customizable Rebel officers and agents last week. So this week we wanted to cover the showcase for the Imperial officers and agents, the customizable pack. They did another hobby showcase here, so we're gonna get into it. Not gonna be a very long video, but we're gonna look at some of the options you have for the new Imperial one. And this was one I was a little bit more skeptical on because you got so many options with the Rebel. You got like all of these different alien heads and different worlds and stuff like that. But the Imperial one, I was like, how are we gonna make that different? But it looks like there's some cool, crazy options here. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at what these AMG painters and builders did and see how they customized their own Imperial Officer and Agent pack. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, well, we're going to get into it here. Today's atomic mass transmission. Join the team as they paint up the upcoming customizable Imperial Officer and Agent unit expansions. For the first time, Star Wars Legion players can craft their own unique officers and agents with interchangeable parts, weapons, and miniature bits. So yeah, this guy looks like a Sith from Knights of the Old Republic. It's like Malik. Take a look at what Atomic Mass Game staff has created and get inspired on your own custom builds. Tony Konachek. I wanted my Imperial Commander to be a character who thrives on unchecked power, stationed in the Outer Rim on a planet so remote that he has been nearly forgotten by the Galactic Empire. He has the freedom to rule like a reckless gunslinging tyrant, brutally enforcing his authority against any smugglers and rebels foolishly operating in his domain. I wanted him to be arrogant and vicious, willing to sacrifice his troops, his reputation, even his own eye, for a shot at carving his legacy into the galaxy, even as the Galactic Empire leaves him behind. For assembly, I chose my Imperial Commander, the dual pistol position for a gunslinger feel. Although he is very dangerous, he is a very dangerous combatant who can hold his own in battle. He is first and foremost Imperial officer, so I gave him a slick Imperial uniform torso with arms and legs lightly armored for combat, a billowing cape and face mask to complete the look of a self-styled tyrant. For his base, I added a custom rocky basing made from stacked pieces of cork and pumice gel for texture. This represents the region of the planet on which he rules, which is rocky and unforgiving as he is. For the painting, I wanted him to stand out on the table, so I chose a bright cream color for his uniform and a dark cape. Boots, armor, hair, and mask all help give him the feel of someone whom you would regret to cross. To add the final bit of character, of the character who has been in more than a few, I painted a scar over his left eye. The finished miniature looks like every bit the villain I wanted him to be on the battlefield. So that looks pretty cool. Interesting. From Andrew Dursum. The custom commander and operative expansions were incredibly fun to design. I was super stoked to paint one of these exciting new units for my Galactic Empire army. So with many options to choose from, I finally decided to equip my miniature with options that would fit well with the tip of a spear or platoon commander doctrines. I'm a huge fan of World War II movies, and I had a lot of fun creating a stereotypical grizzled sergeant who is ready to lead their troops through anything the enemy can throw at them. If his wicked facial scar and scratched up combat armor aren't screaming "Don't mess with me" loudly enough, the business end of his Z6 riot baton and heavy blaster pistol will surely get the message across. Take note, fellow devs, whether it's by directing his fellow stormtroopers or mounting a defiant last stand, with his trusty riot baton, the Imperial Officer is ready to take the office and the galaxy by storm. Basic colors, so yeah. From Dallas Kemp. This one's pretty cool. Putting together a new operative empire army. Putting together the new operative empire army gave me so many options to choose from. I had to really consider my choices and take the time with the build. I wanted to build a mini before creating a backstory to my character. As for me, the visuals tell a narrative and allows me to be more creative. I started with a armored body. I wanted the character that was not afraid of getting their hands dirty and is really willing to serve the Empire with vigor. Then I chose the weapons. The prototype stun baton was the perfect choice for my officer. She was going to melee anyone in her path and come out on top. The next was the head. I wanted to lean into a fierce brawler that has served for many years with a hint at some mechanical additions to her. The final touch is the droid. I knew from the time we conceived this little fella as an option, I had to use it. The droid provides essential backup to my commander when needed most. For painting, I went with the traditional black armor that the Inquisitor or Death Troopers would be seen with. Though she is no Sith, I see her as force sensitive and very eager to prove herself in the eyes of the dark side. Red accents and a sweet head tattoo finish off the paint job, as did some quite evil looking eyes. Now my commander's ready to hit the table and quell any rebellion. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That was pretty cool design. I like that. And Summer Daytona, my Imperial commander and her trusty but shy probe droid. While deciding how to customize my commander, I knew I really wanted to tell a story, one that hinted at the unlikely bond that they created. While probe droids are generally known for their tracking and reconnaissance, my droid tends to be a bit shyer, preferring to collect data and formulate battle plans away from danger, relying on the commander to lead the way. For assembly, I chose the ponytail, masked face, pistol, and pointed finger, commander clothing, and non-split cape, and a probe droid. This part of the project was a bit of a nightmare for me, not because it was indecisive on how I wanted to customize my character, but more so that I struggled to fit and keep the tiny pieces together. I wound up breaking the cape off no less than 4 times. With a little encouragement and some helpful tips from those at the studio, I was able to get my commander and droid positioned behind her legs with a metal wire. I added a couple of grass tufts and a real rock bit to the base, which ultimately added a lot of visual interest and helped bring the story together. The customizable commander was such a blast to paint. They both have pretty standard basic paint jobs, but I added shadows and highlights to help give my commander's uniform more dimension. My absolute favorite thing about this piece is, of course, the pink eyes. It felt like the obvious and right choice to help my piece pop on the table. Oh, yeah, to have like red, like pink. The project was a blast, and it's always fun to see how everyone else decided to tackle their miniatures. I'm excited to see what the community does with their customizable miniatures. Have fun, everyone. So that is it. You can see there the different figurines. I think these two are probably my favorite with the droids. These ones are cool too, but they're all really good, and just gives you some kind of options of what you can do with the customizable Imperial pack, which seems like quite a bit. Like it's a lot more than I thought there was going to be, just because Imperial just seems so limited in what you could do. So I'm excited to see what I can do when I get my customizable agent packs for both Rebellion and Imperial. The Rebellion one's, at least one of them is probably going to be an alien, if not both. But I'm definitely excited for the Empire as well. Maybe I'll do something cool with a droid. Maybe not. Maybe we'll do some basic stuff. Maybe we'll do some Sith-looking Inquisitorious stuff. Who knows? So tell me what you guys think about all this. Do you like these custom builds that they're showing us, giving us ideas for those customizable packs? And do you hope that we can do something just as good? And are you excited to try and, figure out your own build for these customizable packs? Or do you just really want to build standard packs and just build the way that they tell you to, and just have fun that way? Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. And as always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.